A.W, a terrorist, here to bring trouble to phony and seeds. I move on and seize, I just conquer and solve another rapper with ease. Cause I'm at my apex, another bar below, nothing but a milliliter. I'm a kilo, second to none, making MCs run, so don't try to step to me, cause I ain't the one. I believe rappers just like Tylenol, and they know it. So I don't sleep while you all try to front, perpetrating a stunt when you know that I smoke you up like a blunt. I'm genuine like Gucci, raw like sushi. The stage of rage is what rap is to me, to make me want to create chaos and mayhem. Cold rock a party until the 8 a.m. I'll make a muscle, grab the mic and hustle. Or you stand dazed in a maze, I'll bump a little rhyme with authority, superiority, and captivate the whole crowd with jarring. The rhymes I use definitely amuse, better than Dynasty or Hill Street Blues. I'm sure to score and do for more without a floor, cause I get bored. In my lifetime, believe I've never been beaten or eaten and just taken out. You know, come to think about it, I keep looking out and real nervous when I'm at your service. So give me that title, boy. You don't deserve this. I work like a slave to become a master. And when I say a rhyme, you know that you have to be perfectly fitted. Cause I'm committed to entertainer and trainer and can't get with it. I go and flow and grow to let you know I damage you. I'm not an amateur, but a professional, unquestionable, without doubt, superb. So full of action, my name should be a verb. My voice will float on every note when I clear my throat. That's all shit wrote. The minute that the cane starts to go on, believe it's gonna be smooth sailing, so on. As I put other rappers out of their misery, get them in a battle and make them more history. Ruling and schooling, and see that I'm fooling, watch them all take a fall as I sit back cooling on my throne with the broad microphone. God let the child can hold his own, cause I can roar. Any good hit. Any good hit. Chilling like a villain. The meaning of raw is ready and willing to do whatever is clever. Take a loss never, and the rhymes I bought coming off the marks, and I come on hard with rhymes that are hard. I rip the microphone and leave it scarred. Never smoking or hitting or taking a sniff. Only crushing MCs that be trying to trip. I get strong and Titanic. We work like a mechanic, make MCs panic. They all get frantic and skeptic, like a girl on a contraceptic. As I rock, but hey, what you expected? I'll get raw for you just like a warrior, rather like a samurai. And I'll be damned if I ever let a Fisher Price MC hang. It rhymes a toy, nothing but yin yang. Two for battle on the microphone. Bring your own casket in tombstone, and I'ma preach your funeral. Tell me who in the world could ever come with more. I get bored.
All of the nations of the earth as we speak are angry. They're angry because governments cannot suffice the needs of their people. They're angry because a few have gotten wealthy at the expense of the many. And the poor, and the sick, and the weak, and the unlearned multiply. And the value of their lives are diminished by the rich and the powerful, so that when human life is devalued, that in the eyes of man you are unworthy of the gift of life. then it is easy for another human being to take the life of another human being that he or she has devalued. Black life in America is devalued. Hispanic life is devalued. Even poor white life is devalued. There's a way that I have to behave. I'm free, but I'm not free to rob you of yours. I'm not free to take from you what does not belong to me. So if I will construct my life according to these righteous principles, then between man and man, man and woman, peace. Between race and race, peace. Between rich and poor, peace. We have our beautiful Mexican family. This once was theirs. So you can't say to them they are aliens. That's a horrible word to use for former owners. I see my indigenous family here. Many tribes, but they're really one great nation of people that now must be reunited with themselves. So it's their time now, as well as ours, that God would intervene in our affairs and bring the bottom rail to the top. The government is not rehabilitating soldiers. When they send you away to kill. When you come home, they gotta reconstitute you for civilian life again. Make sure you have a job so you can take care of your family, but they're not doing it. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, a woman can do anything that a man does, and the only thing he forbids the woman to do is the thing that degrades her. So how high can you go? High as you want to. Why would God allow the female to wear his attributes if you can't be a manifestation of that attribute? Women, you got to be set free. What God has put within you must be cultivated, must be developed, and must be used for the advancement of a nation and a world. I said to myself, Mr. President, why the hell don't you go to the wicked police department? Why the hell don't you stand up and tell them that your killing of black youth and brown youth is not gonna hold no more? Why don't you stand up? God's world is in need of a truth that will set up a government where everybody can live in peace, under real freedom, real justice, and real equality.
Ready for Revolution. Welcome. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Ture Muhammad, promising you another type of class and session this morning. This is from me to you. This is from me to you. And inshallah, it'll be full of that which he deems deserving of our time. And I really want to bring some things home because we're in the home stretch, y'all. We are in the home stretch. We have an official launch date, December 1st. December 1st, we're going to be ready to go with this new opportunity. And with that being said, there's some things that we must have in place. We must have in place in order to secure the type of future and the jumpstart that we are so deserving of. And if you believe that, I want everybody to type in the chat, I deserve it. Just type it, I deserve it. If you believe you're worthy of what's to come, if you believe that you've finally arrived, if you believe that all that you've been striving for is not in vain. For those who don't understand yet, if you know there's more to your life and your circumstances than manifesting, then I want you to let us know that you deserve it. Type in the chat, type in the comments that you deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Okay? I'm going to share some things, Allah willing, that resonates. Okay, that resonates. Yes, you're right. Hardly anyone can sleep after what we heard from Mr. Best last night. Thank God for that man. You know, this opportunity would not be here if it were not for his willingness to come from behind the shadows of comfort, of means, of stability, and wanting more for people than many of us even wanted for ourselves. So I thank God for his sojourn and the sojourn of his wife, Mrs. Valerie Best, and that whole entire family, making themselves a public display of freedom. They're a public display. It's not easy to live in a light, in a spotlight. You know, it's not easy. Believe me when I tell you, it is not easy. People see you and they expect things. People see you and they want things. People see you and you know, things are just uncommon. There used to be a time I was able to travel with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he used to be able to go to a movie. He used to be able to go through a grocery store. You know, when you live a life of purpose, some things are sacrificed for the greater good. And some of those sacrifices, I believe, have been realized by the likes of Mr. Todd Best, Mrs. Valerie Best, Mr. Michael Delco, Mrs. Monisha Delco, and so many wealth builders in this opportunity. So if you believe you deserve it, I believe you do. I want to share some things with you to give perspective. It's going to be sort of interactive, so I'm going to need people with a calculator. I need someone with a calculator, and I want you to multiply 150 times 150, and type in the chat your answer, please. 150 times 150. And see what you have. Yep. Yep. Type 150 times 150. Type the answer. That's right. That's right. Why is that significant? The question we pose to everyone, if you can spend one time $150 to potentially earn 200,000 plus in 6 to 9 months or 6 to 9 months to a year, would you do it? This morning, just after prayer, I secured the 150th verbal commitment to do it. 150 people times $150. Don't play with this, folks. Come out the gate swinging, because people want relief. People want to be saved. We're in the salvation business. This is what we do as servant leaders. And what happens when you put your best foot forward? God will compensate you, as you can clearly see in the massive action that some of us are taking. Many of you is tickling your ear. Many of you are romanticizing it. Many of you are you're sort of half-heartedly going after it. And there are many factors, I'm sure, that contribute to all those things. Hey, Sister Lakeisha McKnight. But I want you to know that if you try God, he is absolutely ready to reward you for having the faith in him to be productive. There's not a soul out here that can't make sense of that math. Not a soul. There's not a soul out here that can't make sense of that math. And I want you to understand how powerful that is. That's real time in the perfect world. December 1st, when we launch, and I call back these people and say, this is it. Now's the time. Let's go. That's immediate revenue in your possession. Wait a minute. In real time. You won't have to wait for the following Friday. You won't have to wait for the following month. You won't have to wait every 2 weeks. None of that is a part of what I'm showing you. What I'm telling you is you will have it in real time, just as you can watch the tick on a clock. That could be the notifications going off on your phone, on your device, letting you know you just got paid. Man, I don't think I wanted more for you than you do. But it overwhelms me to know that 90% of all of our issues in our households, in our lives, are related to finance, what we do not control economically. Now you have the opportunity to do it at the drop of a hat, a snap of a finger. And what I'm imploring you, I'm almost begging you, don't squander the opportunity that God is putting in your hands to be leaders that are secure, leaders that have stability, leaders that can make a difference in a world that's looking for you. You have everything you need. Just go out there and get a yes. Get a yes. Let's win. Today at 4 o'clock. 4 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do another GSB launch training. That's Gold Standard Bank launch training. It'll be myself and our special guest, Wealth Builders Worldwide, WBW founder and CEO, Mr. Ty Best. That'll be today at 4 p.m. Eastern on our Zoom platform. The meeting ID is there. The passcode is there. I've shared it out in social media. That means if you're not on time, before time, you might get locked out because there are only 100 seats on that platform. This will not be shared live. It will not be on social media. It will not be on the Wealth Builders page. None of that will exist. This will be those who make the invitation. And you should want to bring your teams. You should want to bring your teams and their first liners. Bring your first liners and encourage them to bring their first liners. I can't tell you how important this is. We're a part of something that has never been done before. Yet God chose us to be a part of it to prove that he's God. Understand what I'm saying? Understand what I'm saying? This is raw talk. I said it was going to be raw. R-A-W. R-A-W, by, just so y'all don't know, in case you don't know, raw stands for ready and willing. Ready and willing. Okay? Numbers do not lie. You can lie on them, but numbers don't lie. Everything is a calculation in life. Everything is a calculation in life. You have so many months of the gestation process before you give birth. There's so many openings in your body to create a fully functioning body. You have 9 systems to your body, 9 openings to your body, 9 planets circulating around the sun. You know, you have these formulas that exist all throughout life and all through the abundance. It's impossible for numbers to lie. Why? Because everything with the gods starts with time. And time is a calculation that's produced by motion. Something has to be in motion in order for time to begin. That's why you cannot, that's why the God is known as the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the ending. This is why you cannot quantify his majesty, his power, his beneficence. You can't quantify the abundance that he's looking to bestow upon us. It's all a mathematical equation. You see, the universe is constructed out of a networking philosophy. And if you don't think there's something divine about wealth building, divine about networking, boy, you're misstepping. You're misstepping. You know, how do you come to an opportunity like this? Someone has to invite you. The same way you invited to faith, the same way you invited to spiritual centeredness. Someone introduces an idea to you that piques the interest. And when the interest is piqued correctly, then you seek to find out more. And when you seek to find out more, it may, if it's for you, reel you into acceptance. That's faith. That's religion. That, family, is a way of life. That's why we always talk about a faith walk. You have to walk in faith first in order to develop your might. You have to walk in faith first. So the numbers do not lie. I share this formula so often, I'm going to share it with you again. It was given to me. It didn't start with me. I learned it directly from Mr. Michael L. Dalco one night on a Freedom Call. He had joined Mr. Ty Best. When I first came into the opportunity, I was working in the hotels. And the signals were bad, choppy, you know, and I'm walking around with the phone trying to tune into my first Freedom Call. And Mr. Dalco said, I quote, for every 100 people you talk to, 20 are going to answer you. 5 are going to sign up with you. And 2 are going to be rock stars. Those were his words. And I said, oh, well, I know what to do. And I spoke to 100 people every day by phone. Every day for the first 7 days of the opportunity, I spoke to 100 people every day. I'm not talking about those that I called and left a message for. I'm not talking about anybody that might have been text. I'm talking about physically picked up the phone and called. And in 9 days, I had a business. 7 days I used to call, but inside those 7 days, I used 2 days for the follow-ups with those who said yes. I want to see a video. Yes, invite me to the presentation. And the business took off from there. I saw that it proved itself to me that the math didn't lie. It proved itself to me that it worked. So what were my next steps? Plugging into everything. I followed the map. I plugged into everything Wealth Builders Worldwide. I fed on everything to see what else I can do to accomplish, to achieve, to grow. I did everything that I could in those moments. And I was working 90 hours a week at that time. Think about this. I was literally working 90 hours a week, and I still called 100 people every day for 7 days. It's hard for me to embrace excuses. I can embrace a reason because reasons are things that are justifiable. Excuses, I can't rock with that. You know, I know people have to grow, so I had to learn how to temper, tone myself down, not so much put myself on and in other people in that respect. I had to respect where people were coming from. I had to respect that there are people who had certain anxieties, certain apprehensions, certain fears. There are many who had never done anything like this before. I hadn't done anything like that before in that respect in terms of networking. Of course, nation building, yes. So I had a leg up. But when I realized that everybody doesn't start in the same space, it allowed me to sort of pull back, center my chi, and help them as much as I could to get as far as they could. Because everybody deserves a win. Everybody deserves to win. Why? Because you're in his universe, and that's all he desires. Now, there's a couple of points that I wrote down that I said that I must share. You know, some of the phone calls that I received over the last week, many of them were from people who wanted to sponsor me in this new opportunity. Some of them are very sincere, and well, all of them are very sincere, but they all had their different reasons. So those, I thank them. I thank them. But Brother Glenn Perkins, aka Dark Gable, that brother from Team Audacity, he raised a question on our training yesterday at 4:00, and then he raised it again last night on the Freedom Call, and it brought everything home. Those two answers, the one that I struggled through myself, but the one Mr. Best gave last night, it brought everything in perspective for me. Listen, I am a leader by God's grace and permission, right? All of us are. I've been acknowledged for production, and I appreciate that. Praise be to Allah. But I'm also very clear. If I never produce, nobody be looking for me. Nobody be checking for me. Nobody be talking about, I need you on my team. Man, we can grow this, that, and the other. Thousands of people. Look, man, please. You know, yeah, sponsor 300 people. Have 2,000 plus behind me. Okay, so that's on the books, right? That's a digital footprint. Okay, but suppose my footprint was just me. Would you still been pursuing me to say, hey, you know, let's go together. We'll grow to the thousands? I have to say there were a couple who I believe with all my heart they would. But the majority, I tell you straight up, hell no. No, it wouldn't happen. You see? But when you really, really, truly care, when you really, really want a win for people, when you really, truly understand it all belongs to the God, and whatever people see in you is just a reflection of what he allows them to see. It has nothing to do with you unless you do what he wants, what he wills, right? So I'm saying that to say I'm accepting affiliates, people who want me to sponsor them, but there are conditions. All right. You know, all those that want to rock with me in this new business opportunity, if you were orphaned in the previous one, you don't have your sponsor, you don't know where they are, they walked away, whatever the case is, yeah, I'll be your brother. I'm willing. If you, those who have uplines that abandoned them, yes, I'm willing. Those who are new to the business, never been exposed to it, I am willing. Those that absolutely insist on my sponsorship and they know their sponsors, well, you got some conditions you got to meet. It's important. It's principled. It's about integrity. Integrity. You know, we're involved in something so great that everybody can win virtually overnight. But if you operate from the vantage point of greed, you'll fall short. If you're looking to poach and prod and sift through organizational flows and family flows, you want to bypass the sponsor of someone else to talk to them about coming with you, that sends shockwaves throughout the community regarding your own personal integrity. See, for me to love and trust you, there's certain things that are proven to me that makes it worthy of my heart, worthy of my support, worthy of my allegiance, for lack of a better term. I think that God has blessed me over the last 2 years or more to show that I truly love to teach. Teach what I know. I don't mind telling anybody I don't know. I don't mind helping to find someone to get your questions answered. I don't mind that. And I love uniting with people who work in the same vein. That's why I embrace Nikki Knox. That's why I embrace BJ Jordan. That's why I embrace so many people in this dynamic, Sister Janetta Muhammad and others. I embrace you all because you're willing to help people. And this is a vast pool of people being exposed to something they never seen before, and they still are reeling from the previous opportunities they never saw before, and they still have things they're working through, getting their coins situated, getting migrations done, getting on the new exchange. All those things are still an issue for many, and we don't mind helping, right? I think we've proved that. You know, we've been to 30 some odd cities, 30 plus cities, Brother Carlito and I. We traveled to 30 some odd cities in 9 weeks in 2019, teaching and sharing the wealth building philosophy and the opportunity. It was the philosophy more so than the opportunity, right? And hardly any of the cities we went to, we didn't have anybody in our downtown. You all weren't on our in our, what do you call those in marketing? What do they call it? Pay line. We weren't earning commissions. We were doing this out of our pocket because we found our calling. Mr. Best talked about callings, missions, being chosen in the previous Freedom Call the week before. Those things, you know, you're chosen to do a certain thing. You're chosen to work in a certain way. I believe that we were chosen for that hour, and I believe that we have proven worthy of entertaining our willingness to work with you, because you don't find anything selfish about what we have done in the last 2.5 years. This is the 178th episode of Classes in Session. 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, 8 o'clock in the morning. And we live stream, and we do so many other things. We just concluded the season on California Radio with the Gold is Gold show, right? We've been doing that show for 2.5 years, folks, on our own dime and at our own expense. Why? Because we know when you serve the people will never let you down. That's how I was raised. That's how I was taught under the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's how I was raised under Baba Kwame Ture. When you work for the people will never, ever let you down. Yesterday or the day before yesterday, we were on the training call, and you heard me acknowledge Brother Sabir and Sister Sabira Muhammad. I was living in LA in the late 80s, and you had then that wicked chief of police, Daryl Gates. And Daryl Gates had this thing where he would snatch up the Bloods in the community and drop them off in the Crip community and start wars. Literally roll up on us. Officers would roll up with their guns drawn, make you get in the cars, put handcuffs on you, drive you into another set, and then take the handcuffs off of you and push you out there in the alleyways, push you out there in the park and take off. And watch people run for their lives, and people are getting torn by the limbs, and all kind of madness was going on. Well, there was a situation. I used to, in the Westwood section of Los Angeles, just outside of Hollywood, I was living in this area. Well, Westwood, more so closer to UCLA than Hollywood. But I was living in the area. And I was going door to door, selling flats of eggs. That's how I earned my living sometimes. I would get flats of eggs. Flats are long egg trays, wide egg trays. They have 24 to 36 eggs on them, you know, and I'm going door to door selling these eggs. And everybody knew me as the egg man. Hey, egg man, what's happening? What's popping? You know? And so this particular day, the police rolled up in the community and took all those brothers and sat them down on the curb, made them sit down on the curb with their pants pulled down and their fingers interlocked and their hands behind their head. I knew what they were going to do to them. They were going to drop them off in another neighborhood for slaughter. And I'm at them, you know. I'm like, hey, brothers, don't sit down like that. Pull your pants up, man. Don't bring your hands down. Pull your hands up. Stand up, man. Don't sit down on that curb. Stand up, stand up. They arrested me. And they threatened to kill me from the time they put me in the car, drove past the local precincts that were within distance. They drove all the way out to the other side of Los Angeles. They drove all the way out to West Hollywood, threatening to take my life, and then they won't come back, and they won't get my wife, and they're going to get my daughter. I didn't give a rat's behind what the hell they were saying, because I knew then, like I know now, that Allah is God. You know, if it be his will, it be his will. But if it's not his will, you got a problem. And they drove me all the way out here to West Hollywood without any way of knowing where I was going to be. There was no one I can contact. Well, everybody in the neighborhood knew the Eggman. They got in touch with the brothers, the believers of Mosque number 27 in Los Angeles. And there was a full all-out search for me. And I'm watching from the cell in West Hollywood. They're walking by, talking all kind of stuff at me, talking about me. I mean, like a dog, you know. They took my little egg money and they bought pizza with it, ate it in front of me, you know, calling me nigga and all this stuff, you know. And then all of a sudden, you saw a few officers run into the precinct. They ran back into the precinct. Get Sarge, get Sarge, get Sarge. They go get Sarge. Sarge says his words, oh, shit. He runs back. He comes back now. And I'm watching this from the cell. And they're putting on. He puts on the white shirt, and he buttons up the white shirt, and he puts on all the little decals, and he put his little hat on. I think nothing of it. I'm just watching this, you know, just looking. And then calmly walking into the precinct in ranks were the FOI, Fruit of Islam, the men dedicated to the resurrection of black men and women throughout America and the world, under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. They filled the entire lobby of that precinct in ranks. Emerging from in between them was Brother Captain Steve Muhammad Sabir now. And he said, I want to speak to your officer in charge. And old boy came out, finishing the last of his configuration of his little decals and his white shirt. Yes. How can we help you, sir? You're holding a brother of ours unjustly, and he needs to come home now. That's all he said. They said, let him go. He said, but Sarge, he said, I don't care. But Sarge, we picked up, I don't care. Let him go. He's one of those Malana Karanga niggas. That's what he said. Let him go. Because they knew there wouldn't be a brick left of that building. There wouldn't be a life left breathing. That's the brotherhood. That's community. I shared that to say that I've always cared more about us than me to a fault. But we come from that. When I'm saying to you, I use as an example just to say that when you serve your people will never let you down. If you make the call from your list and you share with people, hey, do you know if you take $150 now, you potentially set up and spend it one time with us, you'll potentially position yourself to earn more than $200,000 in 6 months, 9 months to a year. Would you be interested? And when they tell you yes, make a notation on your list and let them know that you'll be getting back to them in a few days. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So I'm open to sponsoring people. Don't get me wrong. I don't have an issue with that. I really don't have an issue with that. However, I do have an issue with when people dig down deep into past affiliates, past business partners that you work with and go and reach out behind them. You know, that's foul. There's nothing ethical about that. So understand what you have in front of you. So I said numbers don't lie, right? Talk about the affiliates. Here's what you must do. It doesn't have to wait. But when you join us at 4 o'clock today with Mr. Best, I don't know exactly what time he'll be getting on because, you know, we're in motion, folks. We are running, right? I don't know exactly what time he'll get on. Okay. But we're going to share some things with you. And as you're watching, as you're listening, as you're following the dialogue that happens with all of you as leaders, at the same time, have your pen and pad and be writing all those that you be willing to introduce to the opportunity. When you look at it, you say, oh man, that's good. Well, it works for you. Who else do you know? Process it in your head real quick and write it down. Aunt Jean, Sharon Vicks, Ronald, you know, Deion Stevens. You know, you make your list. I'm just saying that for effect because they're here and I love them. You know, so it's like you make your list. You know, I'm on the other meeting. I can't do it while I'm doing the presentations. But you see this? When I'm not doing presentations and I hear something, I make lists. Here, you know, I make lists. And then I transfer it to that major list as I make the calls. I'm telling you, hardly no one in the world will say, no, I'm not interested. This question is so simple, divinely given by Mr. Best. It is so simple that it activates the yes, the will in people. It reaches past their training. It reaches past their conditioning. It reaches past their desire to overthink a thing. It reaches past that thing that we do where we underfund our lives and over expect a difference. Call with that question. Would you spend $150 one time to put yourself in position to make $200,000 in the next 6 months? Some will say, what do I have to do? I'm going to put you on my list. Have your $150 ready. I'll be calling you back on or before December 1st. Where is the fortune? Wealth builders, you know the answer to this. Where is the fortune? I want you to type it in the chat. Where is the fortune? Where is the fortune? Where is the fortune? That's right. You find the fortune in the follow-up. That's right. Type it in. Fortune is in your follow-up. That's right. So now, it doesn't mean, okay, I have 150 verbal commitments. Between now and the time I'm able to reach out to them with the link and say, let's go, guess what? Life is happening all in between there. So some will be ready, some will not. I'm not calling back. Hey, but Rod, you said you were going to do it. Yeah, man, I can't do it right now. I thought I had the money. Oh, man, so you told me you were going to do it. Man, I knew you were lying. No. You just make sure to follow up with them again. Hey, bro, when do you think you'll have it? And then make the adjustments on your list. Just make the adjustments on your list. And you move on to the next one and say, we're ready to go. We're ready to go. Look, you already saw the numbers. $22,500. That is my first line. My first line. Now, take that same 150, okay, and multiply by, let's multiply by 1. Let's just keep it simple. That's another 150, right? So if those 150 that I got the verbal commitment from, they go out and get one person each, that's another 150, right? That's $22,500 for them. And I now receive a 4% commission from another 150 people. They're going to do the same, and I'm going to receive a 3% commission from another 150 people. And they're going to do the same, and I'm going to receive a 2% commission from another 150 people. And it's all in real time. Do you understand? Someone let me know that you understand. Someone let me know that you see what's in front of you. Someone let me know that you can retire, that you understand that you can literally retire your boss same day, December 1st, or same day, December 2nd, or same day, December 3rd, whenever you start following up with the people. You can retire your boss. Some of you will put a down payment on your home. Mr. Best and I were talking yesterday. They had just finished looking at a home. The bathroom was so large it could fit 20 people. I mean, you know, it sounds extreme and crazy to some of you who may not have been exposed to dreaming. But I'm telling you right now, and I shared this with Brother Vincent just a couple of days ago. You know, I'm a part of this app, a realtor app, where they send you homes that are on the market and that kind of thing. They take your specs and they send you the stuff, right? So I get a notification. I open it up. You know, it was 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms. It was 5,000 and some odd square feet. I said, it's too small. It doesn't have any acres attached to it. And I just dismissed it. Understand what happened in that moment. I didn't even ask about a price. I didn't even know. I still don't know how much they were asking for the home. Because it didn't matter. See, when you get to a point where you just know what you want, you have new level realities, folks. When you're able to walk into a store and not look at a price tag, when you're able to shop in places that don't even have price tags, you just walk in and say, I'll take this, I'll take that. That's what you're in front of right now. You want to put your children through school. My daughter is able to swipe her prepaid card and her tuitions are paid because of this opportunity. The very opportunity that you have in front of you right now. Let us as leaders, let us as your brothers and sisters, Sister Sharon helps us understand our tribe is our community. Let us help you help yourselves. Rock with us. Don't take lightly what you have. And let's run. Let's run. Join me at 4:00 today for the additional strategies that we have. We're going to share them. Now, again, you want to be there as early as possible. When I say early as possible, try to get on 10 minutes before. Because when I open up the platform, I know it's going to fill up quick. People want this. They're running. We have teams. We're running. And I'm so grateful that some of you who I've been blessed to be a new sponsor for you. I'm so grateful to Allah that you allowed me to make the appeal. There's some people I just asked outright. I wanted to know if they had a sponsor. Why? Because they've always been supportive of me in class and session. They've always been sharing out these streams. They've always been supportive of me at Let's Go Weekends. They've always been supportive of me on the phone. Look, even when they're calling, asking questions to get things done and settled, that is support of me. So I look for people that I had in my phone. I look for people that I see constantly with me. And I just want to know, hey, do you know your sponsor? See, because I want to give back. But I'm realizing now when you serve the people in this hour and in this way, God is going to reward you. But your reward is limited based upon your motives. Understand your motives. Sister Shannon said, try 20 minutes before, that might work. Yes, ma'am. All praises due to Allah. All right. I know we have some housekeeping that needs to get done. I'll share that as we conclude. And I hope you got something out of what we're sharing, because I only want the best for us. We're positioned just that well. Matter of fact, it'd be wrong if I go into housekeeping rules and don't share this, because if I don't share it, I think I feel a certain kind of way. So I'm gonna play this and then I'll come back to the housekeeping rules. Okay, thank you.
No unity, no power. White power for white people. Black power for black people. 1967. The Black Panther Party. The movement. Freedom.
Let's talk about freedom.
We will not bow down to racism. We will not bow down to injustice. We will not bow down to exploitation. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. Now this is stand for your mind and your soul.
The story has never been told. Ladies, you got to demand what you want, and what we want is respect, right?
Come and take a walk with me. First a walk with me. See what only I can see.
Sisters, check this. Watch this.
Turn us loose, set us free from all the chains that bind me. Let us run in our own direction. Let us go, set us free from all this propaganda and lies that your people try to teach us. I know why would like to bring us down, because we have all the deals on you. You try to tell us that our lives don't mean a thing, but we know so much better, so we're gonna take out the freedom. Freedom for my mind, freedom for my spirit. All this time you've been telling us these lies, but now we finally figured out all that we would never wise up, but we'll show you how black female can do. So you continue to keep us oppressed, but no, we ain't going out like that. Oh no. All these lies and all this propaganda you want us to take, we're gonna take it. Freedom from my body, freedom from my mind, my spirit, freedom from my body, freedom from my mind, my soul. I see the fear in your eyes, surprise you'll cover it all. I know just who I am and what I wanna do. I can make you run, make you hide from all your ancestors' transgression that you hold inside. Sisters rising up and sing that our time's here. We're taking back what's been us for years.
Let the heaven of a system embrace you. Embrace the mother
All these lies and all this propaganda that you want us to say, we're gonna say freedom from my
Thank you. I had to get that out of my system. I hope that was beneficial to you. I just heard from my brother in Durban, South Africa. Well, he's from Durban, South Africa, brother James Malloy. He says he loves the program. He's based in the UK right now. Thank you, brother. And he asked, man, are you a man of God? I think we're all men and women of God. Yes. Thank you. As long as you see God in anything and everything that we do, that's the main thing, because we all work to bear witness to his greatness. So remember, classes in session every Monday through Saturday, sometimes Sunday, 8 a.m. on our YouTube channel, the Eric Ture Muhammad YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook page. So look out for it. Sometimes Facebook is kind and they don't interrupt. We snuck one in yesterday. Boy, the minister brought it. Didn't he? Business is warfare. How many of y'all saw that? Whoa, boy, fire. I know Wendell Osborne was losing his mind. He helped us understand, hey, it's all cotton. So 8 a.m. All right, classes in session right here on our pages. Okay, and of course, we're coming up on the power call at 10:45 a.m. This is Tell Truth Thursday. So Mr. Gold Collector himself, Brother Dante Taylor, will be handling the opportunity. And then at 10:45 a.m. Eastern, and then at 12 noon, we'll have a presentation at 12 noon. I believe it's Brother Kansu. I believe Kansu is back today. My days are mixed up. We have so many new leaders and teachers. It could be Demi Sonia. It could be Dante Taylor. I mean, there's so many. You're not going to miss. That's for sure. So 10:45 a.m. Eastern begins the power call, and then the 12 noon presentation occurs. www.goldrocks.info is the platform. That's the event platform for wealth builders worldwide. We do know and understand. Thank you, Brother Dante Taylor, being on today. Great. We do know and understand that the way to change the nature of our experiences is to change the nature of our thoughts. But you have to be willing to change. And these are the tools that feed us in that way, where we embrace change. We don't look at it with fear. We look at it as just something to do as a part of our every day-to-day operation. Brother Carlito, I'm not sure we have Sister Denise tonight, but on Calfani Radio, I don't want to be remiss, at 9 p.m., we should have Sister Denise Renee Muhammad on Calfani Radio International Facebook page. This is the last week of our season. So these shows are impactful and quite reflective. And I believe that she's on tonight. You can confirm in the chat for me, brother, if she is. All right. And so we have the shows that we do. And today is Thursday. That's right. So this evening, we're back at 9 p.m. for the Thursday presentation. And then at 10 p.m., we'll be doing an additional training, an additional GSB training. You're going to learn more about the GSP, meaning the Gold Standard Partners. That's what we are. You're going to learn more today at 4 p.m. on our platform regarding the Community Rewards Program. Wow. I really want to thank you and for the honor and the opportunity to be here. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse my manners. Thank you, Cece. Sister Cece Mahone shares the password for the power call and for all of our events that are wealth builders worldwide on our event page, which is Gold Rocks, what I affectionately call Planet Gold Rocks. So I want to thank you all for the opportunity to share. Prayerfully, you found something instructive and helpful. I know in your chats and comments, it's done a lot for me. I just know there's more to all of us than we're showing. And I think God understands, I know God knows that we're creeping up on our identity as children of his abundance. And he's ready to bless us. In the training today, I'm going to show you a process that I use to structure my sponsorships. So I'm going to show you how you should structure family, business, suggestive, so you have the proper flows that you need when you're ready to launch. Okay. So you can keep the bulk of your income in your households. That is so tremendously important in this. See, if you're greedy, you don't do that. If you're greedy, you don't think about the spouse or the business or the children or any other concerns. If you're just greedy, you go ahead and sign that person up with no interview, no reflection on, hey, what is your lifestyle like? No goal setting. Anyway, I'm going to share as it was shared with me. All right. And I found great success in it in the past. And I believe that success is here for us now, because again, if it's not broke, why fix it? Okay. And then lastly, I'll just go back to the reminder of our program at 4 o'clock today. So please make yourself available. I think the training is going to be quite significant. And thank you. Thank you, Brother Hakeem. Sheltering in place produces other ultimatums. My children will throw me out if I'm not groomed, if I get fat. All those things work against me. So hey, Brother Donald. Yes, the same link from yesterday will and passcode, but it's here on the screen as well. So take a screenshot of today, share it out wherever you like. I'm telling you, if you make it available to your first liners and they make it available to their first liners, you're going to have a new business. And remember the question there. Would you spend $150 one time to put yourself in position to make $200,000 in the next 6 months? And that's it. That's it. Can y'all do that? Can y'all be free? Hey, I love y'all, family. Thank you so much. Take a screenshot of this and treat the University of Wealth Builders Worldwide, as Sister Cece Mahone refers to it, treat it as it is. It's a one versity. It's a universal verse or a universal message. University. WBW, Wealth Builders Worldwide, baby. We got the culture. We got the culture. My information there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you still need a sponsor, you can talk to me. Text me at the number that you see going across, and let's talk about it. If there's something I need to help you work through with your current sponsor, in terms of making your relationship better, I'll help you do that. Okay? Let's go, family. Peace and power. I'll see us all on the power call. Forward.
Oh, my people, I want you to understand and know the time. It's time that we are accepted and respected by both man and mankind. The scripture says that God would choose those that are despised and rejected. And we have been that and cast aside. No one wanted us, and no one cared for us. And the worst thing about it, we never cared for ourselves. Oh, but brothers and sisters, it's time now that we fall in love with ourselves and with each other. This world has robbed us of a true guide, but it's time to unite and fight hard for unity. Brothers and sisters, we must live for each other and die for each other, because that's the only way that we're gonna know the meaning of what it is to be free. Then we'll conquer fear and wipe away all our tears. That's the benefit of our unity. my people. It is written that in the last days God would come after that sheep that was lost, and he has come today and he has given us Elijah, a man to show us the way out of the ditch of hell. So up, you mighty nation. You know you can accomplish anything that you will. So come on, let's rise again. Yes, let us build again. As our fathers built the pyramids and the Sphinx and all of the great ancient wonders. Let's rise again and build as our fathers used to do. Come on, let's unite and strive with all our might. Oh, let's fight hard for unity. Brothers and sisters, we must learn to live for each other and die for each other, because that's the only way we're gonna know the joy of being free. We'll conquer fear. Then we'll conquer fear and wipe away all our tears. That's the benefit of our unity. Come on, black man, rise again. And build again. Benefit of unity, let's rise again. The basis of unity is love. When we love each other, we come into unity with each other. And when we're in unity, we have the strength and the power to overcome all obstacles in the pathway of our freedom. Yes, brothers and sisters, this is the benefit of our unity. So let's rise again. Come on, black man, rise again. Brothers and sisters, come on. Build again. Benefit of unity. Unity. So let's rise again. Baby, and build again. Benefit of unity. Let's rise again and build again. Let's rise again and build again. So let's rise again. Benefit of unity. Build again.